Good morning.
Good morning. Happy
Hey,
New Year's Eve.
happy New Year's Eve. Woohoo. Look at us with our sparkles.
I almost said Christmas Eve. Let's not go backwards.
Oh, that's okay. Oh my goodness. Well, how are you this morning, Christine?
I am good. It's going to be a productive day.
Yay. I'm also going to have a productive day. I've been busy with all kinds of holiday things and family things, which has been absolutely amazing. But I've kind of put everything else on pause. And so today, for a chunk of time, I'm going to be doing some things to be productive. So exciting. Look at us.
Autumn and I are doing stuff for our freeze dry booth
Fun.
and going to visit another place where we might have another booth. So,
How exciting.
yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, welcome everyone who is watching today. First of all, if you are just tuning in for the very first time, this is the Wellness Wake Up Weekly with Christine and I, which we will introduce ourselves momentarily. And this morning, we're going to be talking about building a strong immune system. This is our round 2. We've talked about boosting your immune system in the past, and it's just so important, especially in these winter months. And we'll go into that a little bit more in detail of why that is. But we wanted to talk about that. And then we also would like to invite you to stay tuned to the end because we have some special things we're going to be talking about at the very end that don't have to do with boosting an immune system, but it is going to help you to go into the new year strongly. So anyway,
Yeah.
Christine, do you want to start by introducing yourself and then we will dive into the topic?
Yes. I am Christine Lunceford. I am in North Central Arkansas. I am married to my wonderful husband, and we have 4 Jack Russells, multiple outside birds, and my sister and I both do freeze dried foods also. So we're getting ready to do classes on that too.
So exciting. So exciting. You'll have to keep us all up to date on when you're going to be offering those classes because I think a lot of people would like to learn about it. So very exciting. And I am Carrie Marie Vaughn. I live in upstate New York in the Adirondack foothills. And I have an amazing husband, high school sweethearts, actually. We have 3 adult children who have all been around for the holidays, which has been amazing. And we also have 3 kids. And I am an Unstickify Your Life coach and enjoy just being outside and doing everything outdoors as much as possible. Although this time of year makes it a little bit trickier because right now we literally got an ice storm. So everything right now is encased in ice. And so everything is just slippery. It makes being outside really dangerous, actually. So
Mhm.
I have not been spending a ton of time outside the last couple of days, but
Yeah, it's super bright and sunny here, but it's like 26 degrees. It might be 30 degrees by now, but it's still chilly.
yeah, it's in the teens today. Everything is still encased in ice. It is definitely bright and sunny though. I enjoy the sun, so I'm going to keep that in mind. Keep
So it's one of those days where you stand in front of the window, you let the sun hit you, and you just pretend that you're outside.
exactly. All right. Well, let's dive in. And first of all, if you're watching, be sure to say hello. We want to know who's watching. We want to shout you out. We want to say hello to you. And we also would like to know a little bit more about you, like for specifically around your immune system. Like, do you seem to always get sick every single winter? Do you always get hit with something?
Mhm.
Because I know that that's common in a lot of households where there's either the whole entire family gets sick or there's always that 1 or 2 people that get sick every single year. So drop us a yes if that is you or somebody in your family if you are always getting sick every single winter. And another big yes, yes times 2 if you would like to figure out how to avoid that as much as possible.
I noticed on Facebook today there were a lot of people posting that either they were sick or their kids were sick or their family was sick. And it's pretty common around this time of year because,
It
like you
is.
said, everybody has their family in,
Mhm.
and it's like a big petri dish of germs. I call children petri dishes around winter time. And please, anybody that is not a bash on children, I do love children, but they're petri dishes. So you need to arm yourself the best that you can.
Yeah, yep, exactly. I mean, and what we're sharing with you is not necessarily going to make it so that you never, ever, ever get sick, but it's going to boost your immune system so strong that hopefully you won't get sick. But even if you do, hopefully it won't last very long because you
Right.
have boosted that up enough. And so, and it's something that's an ongoing process. You can't just do the things that we're recommending once or twice and be like, oh, look at that. I got a strong immune system. No, it's something that is ongoing and that you should try to incorporate into your day, every week,
Mhm.
every month, every year. Because the more you do these things, the more that it's just going to become habit. We've talked about this in previous episodes about habits before. And so
Oh, yes.
feel free to pop back in and watch some of our previous episodes. They are all on, well, most of them are on Facebook. Facebook kicks off things after a while, but they are definitely all on our YouTube channels. And we will pop
Mhm.
our YouTube channel links in the comments so that if you want to tune in, you're welcome to do so.
Yes, and don't forget to subscribe. Whoever's
Yeah.
channel you're on, subscribe because then you'll get notifications.
Yeah, and it's helpful. It's helpful for you to know whenever we're going live because it will show like an upcoming live event and things like that. So yeah, definitely feel free when you hop over to our YouTube channels to go ahead and click the subscribe button. You can even click a little thing to notify you every time we're going live, that type of thing. It's super helpful. So,
Yes.
anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about something too. Before we really, really dive into the topic, I wanted to make sure to note about our upcoming Smart Goal design session. It's literally coming up this Friday
Oh,
because
yeah.
you wouldn't
Okay,
want
I'm
to.
gonna pop out of the screen for just a second.
Okay, because you're going to want to go into this new year with goals that you can actually stick to. We've talked about this in the past, and we're not going to go in too much in detail right now. But
Mhm.
one of the things that many people do are set goals and then quit by what's called Quitter's Day, the second
Yes,
Friday of January, which is so crazy. That's barely any time at all. This year it'd be January 9th.
I know.
So anyway,
And
we want to.
I printed the our
Oh,
workbook.
the workbook, yes. And
I
so,
printed it today.
if you do decide to join us, and it's totally free, we're just doing this for the two of us, and we decided to
Mhm.
open it up. I mean, we did this like on the fly
We
while we
did.
were, and so we came up with a worksheet so that it helps us to kind of break down
Mhm.
our bigger goals into SMART goals. And we're going to be doing a SMART goal session together just to set our goals out for the year and the activities that we're going to take toward those goals for the year. So if you want to join us, drop the word SMART in the comments. We're going to be talking a little bit more in detail about that after. So stay tuned to the end for that. But we are going to now dive into our immune systems. And we hinted on this. Why does your immune system drop in the winter? Christine, do you want to touch
People.
on that a
Too
little
many
bit?
people in a closed area. In the summer, a lot of times we open windows or doors and we leave them open. So it airs out our house.
Hmm.
And in the winter, you bring in all the germs, you bring in all the dirt, you bring in all the stuff, and then you close it in.
Yeah, it's like this
And then you
gross,
keep breathing it
germy air. It's just surrounding us all the time.
all the time. And I think you and I get outside quite a bit, and I
Yeah.
think that's a big, big help.
Hmm.
Um, and honestly, go back and watch one of our other videos, but another thing that hits is stress, and seasonal affective disorder is a real thing,
Hmm.
and that can also lower your immune system.
Yeah. Plus more sugar intake. I mean, we all just came out of Christmas and we know that we have a little bit more sugar around that time. There's cookies and candies and pies and so many sweets galore, and they're so delicious and they're all homemade. And oh my goodness, we
Mhm.
just want to keep eating them. And it's that actually drops our immune system, the high
Yes.
increase in sugar content. So,
Well, and alcohol intake, which
yes,
I'm not
true. I
saying
didn't even
everybody
think
goes
about
out and gets drunk, but that is all sugar.
that. Hmm.
And I think a lot of times we have, mimosas or we have that extra glass of wine when we're with family or whatever it is. That's also higher sugar. So,
Yeah, and we tend to move our bodies less. It's like one thing after another. And so it's like all of these things compiled on top of each other really does a number to our immune system. And so, I mean, what are the things that you notice that if you do or don't do that really seems to kind of throw you off and make it so that you are a little bit more susceptible to sicknesses?
For me, it's not getting enough sleep.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a big one for me as well. I don't know what it is about that sleep, but it just I mean, I know that there's all this scientific research and everything to
Oh,
actually
yes.
show that it actually repairs our cells and everything while we are
Mhm.
sleeping, all kinds of things. So we have a whole episode on sleep, so we're not gonna dive in that deep, but I agree. If I am losing sleep, I am also feeling more yucky, and I
Yes,
feel like
and
I easily catch things that are going around.
the other thing that it just hit me, and I don't even think we talked about this, the dry air.
Yes.
The dry air dries out all your nasal passages, and if for me, my nose will start bleeding.
Mm,
And to me, that's all open. And now I'm not a doctor. I don't know this for a fact. But
right.
if you have a cut, germs can get in. So if the inside of my nose is bleeding, germs can get in.
True, yeah, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that's
I didn't
very
either
true.
until just now because my nose is kind of dry and I do have a humidifier. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, the dry air is something, and especially too, like, if you're traveling during this time, it's even worse because I always get so dried out when I travel.
Hmm.
It's either being in the vehicles or being in the planes or whatever it is. There is something about I literally my lips crack instantly, my hands crack instantly, my
Hmm.
throat feels like so scratchy and dry, and it's like, and it literally changes my voice because it's so awful. My eyes will feel so dry. There's just something about traveling that dries me out, and so we're going to be talking about some things that not only will help with that if you experience that as well, but also how to boost your immune system a little bit more. So anyway,
Yes.
what are some things we can do?
Hydrate. Since you're talking about all the dry stuff,
All the
hydrate.
dry stuff,
All the dry stuff,
hydrate.
and make sure, and here's the thing, water is important, but our electrolytes
Oh yeah, the hydrate is so
right
good.
now is, like, critical. If you, feel anything, you start pumping they say pump the fluids. Okay, if you pump too much water, it actually washes things out, so you have to make sure you're putting your electrolytes back.
Mhm. Yes,
My
true.
sister's notorious for this. She drinks a lot of water. Like,
I do too.
she'll put a lot all of I think she'd put all of us to shame. That girl can drink 32 ounces of water in, like, 30 minutes. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. Um,
Yeah, so I don't quite drink that much, but I always have this big water bottle handy, and it's constantly being refilled throughout the day. And I think it's like 40 ounces or something. It's crazy how much it fits in that, but it's great because that way I have my water with me all the time. But then I will also add in the hydrate so that it's in between and it is boosting the electrolytes. And it
mhm.
doesn't just include electrolytes too, which is really great. It has the vitamins, it's got the BCAAs, it's all of the things that really help us to stay hydrated and to make it so that we are keeping our immune system boosted. So,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah. And color rich foods, like all of the very pretty fruits and vegetables, the ones that are like such deep colors, those are going to be the best for us because they're so nutrient dense. And
What's your favorite?
oh my goodness, it's hard to pick a favorite because they're so yummy. And it really depends on my mood too. Like sometimes I'm super in the mood for berries. Like I would do like raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, like all day, every day. Just, berries, berries, berries. But then there's sometimes where I'm like, literally, I need to have those like really, really pretty color vegetables. It's sometimes fun to like make your plate as colorful as possible. To be like the sweet potatoes and the purple cabbage and all of the prettiness. And so anyway, I definitely like to have a pretty plate, that's for sure. I
I
used to
think my
make
favorite is dark,
as a
sweet
kid.
cherries.
Ooh, yum. That sounds
Frozen, dark, sweet cherries.
mm. Do you just have them like plain, like while they're frozen? You just snack on them?
Yes, they're so good.
I do that sometimes with blueberries. I have not tried it with the cherries, but that sounds good because I really love eating cherries, and so I haven't
Oh,
ever
yeah.
thought to just buy the cherries alone. Sometimes they'll be in one of the mixes I get. I'll get like a berry blend or something, and they'll sometimes have cherries in it, or amino blend or whatever they call
Yeah, whatever
it.
they call it. Oh my goodness.
But yes, what are some other things? Well,
Movement.
we
Movement
talked
and
about the
outside.
sleep. We talked about
Oh,
the
yes.
sleep.
Oh,
Important.
And if you haven't checked out one of our past episodes and you're not sure how to get adequate sleep, go back and watch. I know we've done one on sleep. And if we
Yeah,
haven't,
and it wasn't that long ago. It was within the
no.
last month, I would say, that we did one on sleep. So definitely, yeah, stay tuned for that. And oh, do you know too? Let me just make a quick little note here. We mentioned before going to our face or our YouTube accounts. The cool thing is that there's a little search bar. YouTube is a search engine, and so if you go to either of our YouTube channels, once you're on the actual channel itself, up in the right hand corner, I believe it is. Well, it could be different on the cell phone, but either way, there is somewhere where you can do a search literally within our channel. And so if you search sleep, it's going to come up with any episode that we have done together, but also any standalone things that we might have out there on sleep.
Mhm.
Or same thing goes for any of the other things like immune boosting. If you just type in immune, that will come up with anything that we have done on that topic within that topic. So anyway, I just wanted to make that note there because sometimes it's hard to go back through Facebook. Facebook makes it a pain in the butt to find past episodes of things. And so YouTube is probably going to be your best option to go back and find episodes on these things that we're discussing or anything else for that matter.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
That's awesome. That's a
Sorry
good
for the
tip.
interruption. I just wanted to note that because
That's
it just popped
okay
into my
because
head. I'm like, YouTube is a search engine. Let's use it.
yes, please make because otherwise, yeah, it's awesome. So, yep, lost the thought.
Oh, all right. Well, movement, moving our bodies, even if we're inside, find something fun to do. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a standard workout. You don't have to do weightlifting if you don't want to, but moving your body in some way that you enjoy and that makes you feel good. And the cool thing is that once you start doing any kind of workout or movement, it actually boosts your endorphins. And so it actually makes you feel good anyway. So even if you were kind of dreading it to begin with, even if you're like, oh, I don't really want to do a workout, once you start working out, all of a sudden you feel so much better. And you're like, oh, I'm so glad I'm doing this.
Oh,
So
yeah. Dance. Turn
it's
on
just
the music and dance.
Yes, that's my favorite. That's my
Yes.
favorite thing to do.
I keep seeing this Tai Chi walking, and I'm not going to click on it and pay for it, but I'm curious if there's anybody out there who is doing Tai Chi walking. I'm very curious. I don't even know what it is, to be perfectly honest. I just keep seeing it and go, oh, that looks like fun.
I mean, I'm just picturing like doing like some sort of like movement thing while you walk. I don't know. I've never heard of it
either. So if anybody's done it and likes it, I'd love to hear. But
yes.
Yeah,
absolutely. And yeah, so any kind of movement, I mean, you can literally pull up any kind of video on YouTube. Yes, apparently we're sponsored by YouTube today. No, I'm kidding. We're not really, but literally YouTube is one of the places where you could find a yoga video, you could find like dance videos. So my kids and I, we had the Wii, and we used to do this game called Just Dance. I mean, I think we have almost every single Just Dance that they ever made for the Wii. It's so fun because there's like fun dance movements, there's fun songs, and it's something you can do together. And we don't even have to play the actual game to enjoy the dancing part of it. So we will literally just YouTube Just Dance, and it comes up with a ton of them because people do screen recordings while they're on their Wii, or I think there's another game console that does it, like Xbox or something, that has the Just Dance games. So they will screen record and they'll put them up on YouTube. I'm like, this is so perfect. We don't even have to get the game console out and get it reconnected because they're like old fashioned, the plug-in things, and they don't connect to our new TV. So anyway.
Yes. Yes. So definitely movement, getting adequate sleep, having a colorful plate, having the hydrate.
Trying to reduce the sugar too, because we just talked about this. Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh,
and
stress.
Stress is always a big one. And I find there's a lot of people that have stress around the new year.
Yeah.
And I can't wrap my brain around it because I'm like, to me, it's another day. And I've also done the work. So if the new year stresses you, I'm curious.
Yeah. First of all, let us know if you feel stressed about the new year. I do think that I understand the reason why people might get stressed out about the new year, because they're almost putting on like too big of expectations for themselves and their goals. And this is why there is that quitter's day, because people set such huge, lofty goals and put so much pressure on themselves that all of a sudden then they can't take it and they have to quit. And so I get it that, you want to start fresh, and it's great to always start fresh, but you don't have starting fresh doesn't have to be a complete overhaul. It can just be
No.
making little tweaks here and there and setting smart goals. Again, please join us for our Friday thing. We're literally going to be on Zoom anyway. Just Christine and I are
Yeah,
going to do it if nobody else wants to join us, but we would love for you to join us because it's important to be able to kind of discuss things amongst each other. We have the whole worksheet that we came up for ourselves so that we can break things out.
mhm.
And it really does help to be able to set yourself up for success so that it doesn't have to be stressful and overwhelming. And you don't have to be like, the whole new year is coming. I need to have all new goals. I need to be a whole new me. No, it doesn't have to
Yeah.
be that
And what
stressful.
if a year from now, instead of having regret from what you didn't do the year, you could go, hey, look, I did this.
Yeah. Yeah, I am so glad I attended that SMART goal setting session because now I have been able to stick to the things that I said I was going to do. I've made progress. I feel amazing. I'm doing amazing things, whatever it is. So,
Yes.
yeah. So
Okay.
now
So
that
we
we
keep
have talked about
digressing away
some,
from,
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I would say we keep digressing away from immune boosting. What were you saying?
Oh, yeah, I was going to say that, like, one of the things I do too for immune boosting is, gold. The gold is like, it's hard to describe, but it has turmeric and apple cider vinegar and other ingredients that help to boost the immune system.
That's
So
what's in
that's
my coffee.
yes, I had it in my coffee as well, and, I don't have my coffee with me. Um, I left it out in the other room, so I
Well,
am not
and
drinking.
the gold is also very good for our gut.
Oh, yeah, and that's also another thing that we're gonna be talking about in a second. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
just actually dive right in. Why even wait? Let's just dive right in.
Yes. So, what is it? 70% of your immune system is based in your gut,
Yeah,
or at
yeah,
least the effects of it. So, if your gut's unhealthy, you're gonna get sick. You're gonna get the okay, so this is kind of related to immune system. Um about a week ago, I think I ended up with food poisoning.
oh my
Okay,
goodness,
the
yeah.
average person is down and sick for 72 hours, maybe longer.
Ugh, that sounds
I was
awful.
down for less than 12,
Wow.
and most of those were sleeping.
And
So,
that's because you have
because
been working so much on your gut health. I
yes,
mean, both of us, we're both gut health freaks.
yes, and I'm not saying it didn't affect me. It did,
Mhm.
but I truly believe it would have been a whole lot worse a
Oh,
few
for
years
sure.
ago when my gut wasn't where it is.
Yeah, most people I know that have gotten food poisoning have been out for 24 to 72 hours, like, at least
Oh, yeah.
24 hours. Mhm.
And I mean, I know some people that have ended up in the hospital over food poisoning, and
Ooh,
I'm
yikes.
not saying mine was that bad. So, not taking away from, don't hear what I'm not saying, but
Mhm.
it is so, so, so important is your
Yeah,
gut health.
yeah, absolutely. The gut is, like, literally where everything it's like where everything comes from, you know what I mean? I just feel
Oh,
like our
yeah.
gut is so important. I think there's a saying out there that it's like our second brain, and it is. I mean, it doesn't necessarily think for us, but it is connected to so many things that it's so important that
Mhm.
we really just need to take care of it. And so taking care of that gut health is one of the most important things that you can do for your overall health, not just boosting your immune system, just overall health. And it
Overall,
just
even
I
your
mean,
mental
literally
health.
it helps you to digest your foods better. You're just going to feel better. You're going to be in better mood, everything.
Oh, yeah, it affects your brain. I mean, poor digestion lowers all of your defenses, not just your immune system. Like,
Mhm.
it lowers your defenses for dealing with anxiety and stress and all of those things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is so, so important. And yes, I know it sounds like we're beating a dead horse here.
I know.
Pardon the
We could
pun,
talk about it
but
all day every day.
literally it is that important. So
Mhm. Yeah, and you might be wondering, how do you support your gut? And we do have other episodes on this, so be sure to go back and check out some of our previous episodes on gut health, and I'm sure we're gonna be talking about it in the future too, so stay tuned in the future. Every Monday or every Wednesday at 9 AM Eastern, 8 AM Central, we go live, and we
Yes.
talk about a topic that is so important around our wellness.
Yes.
But in a brief summary, you can support your gut with real foods, not processed. Things like we were talking about that are full of color and all of that, and
Mhm.
natural tools and supplements. And
Mhm.
making sure that you're taking supplements that are really high quality. And, Christine and I can help you to recommend things like, for instance, we talked about gold. The Fit Fuel is so excellent. I mean, literally, it has so many good things for our gut, including the what probiotics, prebiotics, digestive enzymes, colostrum. I mean, just so many things. So
So many things. When you called and told me about it the first time, I was like, "It's got what?"
yeah, and there's so much more too. I mean,
There's
I'm
so much
like
more.
just brushing the surface of all of the amazing things that are in this one supplement. So
Oh, yes.
anyway, there's
And
other
for
things
people
though
who
that
don't
you can do
like
regularly. Oh, go ahead.
I was saying the people who don't like the taste of the gold, because some people don't like turmeric, and that's okay. We have it in a capsule. I actually
Yeah.
do both.
You're like, I'm doubling up.
I am doubling up.
I do like the flavor of the gold, and I don't think it tastes very turmeric-y because
I
I
don't
have
either.
to be in the mood for turmeric. I'm not a huge fan of foods that have, a lot of turmeric in it.
Well,
Different
and a lot of
Indian
times
dishes.
it has such a bite to it usually, and
Yeah.
ours doesn't. So
Yeah, this is really nice. I think that the other ingredients in it, maybe it's the apple cider vinegar, and that's another thing too. I don't care for just straight up drinking apple cider vinegar. It is not something. I know it's an acquired taste. I know there's some people that love it. I just don't. Sorry, but I don't. I have tried it many times. I've tried it cold. I've tried it warm. I've tried it mixed with lemon water. I've tried it all kinds of things, and I just can't drink it. It makes me want to gag. So
maybe
anyway,
you need to make your own, but that's a subject for a different day.
yes, maybe. I
So
mean, I get the one that is like the whatever it is, the Bragg's something or
yes, the
other. Anyway,
brag.
I get the one
Mhm.
that's supposedly the best one out there, and I've tried other ones before too and have not found any. But the gold I do love, and it has both in it. So I'm like, okay, there we go. Two of the things that I don't
Win
really care for having alone, I can have in this, and it's good to go.
Absolutely. Win-win. Okay, so what other kinds of things do you do for boosting your immune system?
Okay, so I've got to tell you, this one time I knew I was coming down with something, and I I was gonna do anything I could. I do have like these black, uh, what is it called? Black garlic capsule things that I found somewhere, that I will take occasionally. But I was like, I cannot be sick right now. So I was figuring out all kinds of weird concoctions. And I did these like garlic ginger shots that like literally every day I was doing this shot, and it was so gross. It had garlic ginger. I'm pretty sure it had cayenne pepper, lemon. I can't remember all the ingredients, and I don't recommend it because it was really gross. But it was, I mean, all of those ingredients do help. They do. Oh, and I think I used honey too, to try to sweeten it a tiny bit. Of course, local honey, and we'll talk about that too. But it was really, really yucky. And if you can stand the taste for a quick second like that, doing the shot, then it is beneficial for sure. But it was gross because you can taste all of it.
Yes.
The
Now
weird combo.
I love if I feel scratchy throat, I love lemon and raw local honey in hot water,
In, like, warm water
in
or
warm water.
hot?
Yes, and drink it like tea.
Mm,
Sometimes I literally crave it,
yeah.
and I will definitely drink that. And you know, thinking about it, I probably could add ginger to it. It probably
Mhm.
would be a thing, but I don't know that I've ever done that.
Yeah, and that sounds like a much tastier drink than what I did. Yeah.
Yes, it's very good. Okay, so this is probably not the healthiest version, and there's now a healthy version. But when I used to get a sore throat, I would sip on peppermint schnapps. Like I would literally have like 2 tablespoons. It wasn't in much, but I was after the peppermint.
Mhm.
Now I know that I can do the essential oils with the peppermint. Please don't just drink straight peppermint oil.
Oh my goodness, no,
Okay,
that could be so
okay,
dangerous.
I want to say that real quick before people start freaking out. That's not what I do. So one of the products that I have used in the past, I put that in hot water and then add a little bit of peppermint to it, and it's it it's so soothing. And when I say peppermint, you take the toothpick, you literally put it in and pull it out of the peppermint. You don't even put a full drop.
Yeah.
And you put the toothpick
Yeah.
in the water and let it take toothpick out before you drink it. But that is enough peppermint and it's very soothing.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yes, I like the warning because
Yes.
peppermint straight up is so extremely strong and could burn
Yes.
your throat. So yeah,
And if you're not used to using essential oils, get with somebody who knows essential oils or contact us because we know somebody who's very good with essential oils. And she is
yeah,
my go-to.
or even if you want to completely avoid it entirely, just drink peppermint tea with some lemon and like raw honey in it.
Well, yeah. Yeah. I actually, you know what? You just reminded me. I grow peppermint every year. I could put peppermint tea in.
Oh, you could totally make your own tea. Yes.
Yes. Which I've done. I don't know why I didn't think about it. So, what other oils?
Yeah.
And we're not going to go into a big oil discussion, but are there any other oils that
No,
you
but I
use?
do love diffusing oils when anybody is like kind of feeling a little icky around the house, or if you need to have your nose cleared out. I like to diffuse oils just to kind of, it smells good, it smells nice, it's soothing, it's refreshing, all of that stuff. I mean, if somebody is stuffed up, I'll do a peppermint and eucalyptus blend, or spearmint and eucalyptus, any kind of mint and eucalyptus that really kind of helps clean things out. You don't need many drops of these though. This is one that you only need a few drops in your entire diffuser. But then there's also times where you can put different. I don't represent any essential oil company, by the way. But there is one that I have used from Young Living that is called Purification, and it's a blend of a bunch of different things that kind of helps to purify the air. So not only will I diffuse that, but if I am vacuuming, I will put a drop or two of that on my vacuum bag because I use an old fashioned vacuum that requires bags. I know a lot of people have switched to the canister kind. I don't have that. I like my vacuum. I'm going to continue to use it. But anyway, I will put a drop or two of the purification on my vacuum bag before I vacuum.
I do miss being able to do that. Mine has.
Yes. So anyway, and then of course we already talked a bit about some of our gut health boosting supplements that we'd like to take. Oh, but we didn't mention Ignite. That's another good one. It is in the capsule form that you can take first thing in the morning, and that helps to ignite your whole system. I feel like it's just good all around, not just for the immune system, but for energy and for digestion and so many other things.
Yes. And the Adapt. I love the Adapt.
Yeah. That's really good for a lot of things.
Yes.
For the mind, for cognition, for immune boosting, all of that.
All of it.
Yep. And then we talked about the Fit Fuel. We didn't really talk about the balance. So we have a love-hate relationship with the balance.
Yes, we do. So we love it for the benefits. And
yes, the benefits are great. And the taste is great. Really, the taste is good.
Okay, so for anybody who doesn't know what balance is, it's greens.
Yeah.
And
so it's the texture. It's a texture thing.
I think we both have texture issues with it. Because greens, okay, I would love to know if anybody out there drinks greens, if you love them. Actually, if you hate them too, but if you hate them, you probably don't drink them. I don't like I love the taste, and I forget that I love the taste, and my brain goes, ew, gross, because I've sat it in the fridge and it gets like coagulates or
it's like almost like liquidy jello.
And then I'm like, but I won't make it because my brain goes, no, you don't like that. So it probably means I need to drink it. It probably means I need it.
Yeah, I am the same way. I am absolutely the same way. What I have found though is that if I mix it up, because I do like the flavor and I do love the benefits, if I mix it up and just guzzle it right down and drink it within the first like 10 minutes of me mixing it up, it doesn't start to coagulate like you were
Yeah.
saying, and it like get to that like almost jello-y texture, because that makes it harder to swallow. And it is that weird texture in the mouth that I can't do. And so, yeah. So that we do recommend. But again, if you have a texture issue like us, you're gonna want to drink it quick. But it is so beneficial that it's like it's worth it if you can just quickly drink it while it's still liquid form.
And the nice thing is if you buy it and you don't like it, there is a guarantee on it.
Yeah,
So you're
exactly.
not really
Yeah,
out
that is a great
anything.
thing.
It just, yeah, it's definitely a love-hate relationship. And yeah,
Yeah. So, all right. So I guess we are way over as we usually
we
are because
usually
we
are.
love to
So
chat.
yes.
And but we do want to make sure that you are, first of all, stay tuned. Every Wednesday we are here. So stay tuned. But please be sure to register for the SMART goal
Mhm.
session. I mean, there's a Facebook event that if you want to find it, but if you just drop the word SMART, we can send you the information so that you can register to hop on the Zoom. And the only reason why we have the registration is just so that you get sent the direct Zoom link. It's not a paid
No.
registration or anything like that. It's literally just for the fact that when you sign up, it sends you the Zoom link so that you can join us on Friday. It is did we mention the time? What time is it? It's
11:30
12.
Central, 12:30 Eastern.
Okay, yes. So that is the time. So midday. So if you are working, it can be your lunch break. If you are not working, then hey, might as
Well,
well
and
join
I
us,
want to
right?
say this too. If you are afraid of the time commitment, hop in for what you can do, because
Hmm.
we're not going to make this a long, full afternoon thing. I'm thinking 30 minutes to an hour. But if
Yeah.
we end up with a lot of people, it may go a little bit over. And we just come as you are, come when you can, join in, and don't miss it because of that.
Yeah, and anybody who registers, you're gonna get the worksheet
Oh,
that
yeah.
we've already started. We've created it, and so we'll just send that to you, and so that way you can start working on the worksheet before the call on Friday. So whether or not you can hop in and join us for even part of the call on Friday, you can at least have that
Mhm.
worksheet to help to organize your thoughts and your goals and everything, so that you can start the new year out strong.
Right.
So
And both of us are
just want
willing to, reach out to us. We're both coaches. We can coach you through it. So if you
to.
want to do something beyond our free event on Friday. So
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Because setting goals in a way that is doable, that makes the things easier to do. Because think about any time you've ever set a big, giant goal. It seems big and intimidating and scary. As much as you want it to happen, you so want it to happen. Like that's why you set the goal. You don't set goals just to fail on them, of course.
right.
But sometimes they're so big that your brain is automatically so scared of that big goal because it's something you've never accomplished before and you've never been able to do before. And so you're self-sabotaging before you even get started
Yes. And then
because
they
you're
can get
talking
you
yourself
to
out of it.
unstickify them.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I can unstickify
Yes.
you. Yes, the stuck point scan will help. We will help to identify all of your stuck points, like how many stuck points you have, but identify your topmost stuck point and release it. So it's no longer going to be a stuck point anymore. So that's also helpful in going into this goal setting time of your life. And literally, it doesn't have to be at the beginning of the year. You can set goals any time of the year. This is when we think about it the most because it's like, okay, a brand new year. Let's think about what we want to accomplish this year. It's a good time to reflect and think about goals, but it's also it doesn't have to be the only time you set your goals.
I actually
So keep
recommend
that
it
in
is
mind.
not the only time that you set your goals, but that will go into that.
Absolutely. I like to look at things on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, just to kind of recap what's going on, where do I want to shift, what do I want to set up, and you can set goals for a short period of time too. It's like, okay, for the next 3 weeks, this is what I want
Mhm.
to accomplish. This is what I want to do in the next 3 weeks. So then after those 3 weeks it's like, okay, now we can start looking at what new things that I want to do. So
Absolutely.
keep that in mind too.
Yes. So next week, what are we doing next week?
Oh, next week we're going to be talking about fresh starts, not complete overhauls.
Yes.
So that's a perfect way to go into the new
Yes.
year. So that will be next Wednesday.
And anybody who joins us for the SMART goals is going to be a step ahead for next week. So,
yeah, absolutely. Yes. So we're excited about that. Can't wait to see you on the SMART goals session as well as next week's session. And we will see you then.
all right. Everybody have a good day and a safe and happy new year.
Happy New Year. Woo-hoo.